Just kept singing, but God they couldn't name. But somehow still knew who kept fragments of Hebrew customs. Even in the chains of the Americas, coincidence. Or was Deuteronomy 28 not just ancient prophecy, but a genetic memory? Awakening in real time, because if it's true that the Israelites would be cursed and forgotten in the people, some believe they were killed. Some believe they assimilated, but what if they were sold? What if the colonizers who came to Africa weren't just taking workers, but unknowingly took the keepers of the covenant of the temple tradition and mass graves along the Atlantic coast? They weren't lost, they were scattered, not vanished, just renamed, and now they're waking up for hundreds of years. Scholars search for the lost tribes of Israel. They theorized about Persia, about India, about the Caucasus. But what if they never needed to look so far? What if the tribes were in Chicago, Kingston, New Orleans? What if they were singing in Baptist choirs, walking in protest marches every Sunday, not knowing they are fulfilling prophecy by simply being lost, just ignored? Because it's hard to see the chosen ones when you're taught they could only look like kings and popes. But now history is forcing us to look again, and the signs are everywhere. Maybe the Israelites didn't vanish. Maybe they live in the apartment next to yours. Maybe they work at the grocery store. Maybe they preach in street corners, wearing fringes, toting scripture you never noticed before. They are your neighbors, your classmates, maybe even you. And when you hear them say we are Israel, don't laugh, ask yourself why it lets you. Because maybe, just maybe, it's true. And if it's true, then the entire structure of Western theology of who's chosen, of who owns, the story begins to unravel. Here's the final twist: when slave ships docked in America, they weren't just unloading labor, they were unloading prophecy. Men and women whose ancestors crossed the Red Sea, now crossing the Atlantic in reverse. The sons of David made the plow cotton, the daughters of Zion sold on auction blocks. The royal blood of Levi branded and chained, and the ones who did it, the very empires that claimed to spread the gospel, were erasing the very people of the gospel. It is without question the greatest biblical cover-up in history, not just the whitewashing of art, not just the twisting of doctrine, but the erasure of identity. And now, that identity is rising from the ashes, not with violence,